Hi guys, this is Jaden and actually Luke's filming us from Kiss My Glass Antiques, and today we're going to be making sugar cookies, Christmas sugar cookies. It's my birthday and it's like a couple days till Christmas, and I wanted to make sure I could take everyone at work and everyone in the family some cookies. So we're gonna make some cookies today. Okay guys, so we have all our ingredients right here. We're gonna put in the dry ingredients except the sugar into this bowl, and then I'll take you over to the KitchenAid and we'll start creaming the butter and the sugar together. So first we're gonna start with 4 cups of flour. That's 1, that's 2, two and a half, 3, 3 and a half, 4 cups of flour, a half a teaspoon of salt. You can measure this out if you want to, but I'm not gonna. That probably looks good. And a 1/3 cup of cornstarch. Does this fit? No. I'm gonna hold this over the trash can while I pour in case it goes everywhere. Okay, 1/3 cup of cornstarch. The cornstarch, this one keeps it from spreading out and it keeps it even. Now I'm gonna mix all these together with a fork. It says to sift them if you want. I'm not really sure where I got this recipe, but it says to sift them together. My typed up version on my phone does anyway. I don't ever do that, but you're welcome to if you want to. I just kind of get in here, break up the lumps with my fork if there are any, mix it all together, make it combined. Now I'm going to take you guys to the KitchenAid and we will do the wet ingredients, and then we'll add this to the wet ingredients. Okay guys, so here we have our KitchenAid mixer and we're going to put the paddle on. Okay, and to our bowl, first we're going to add the butter. This is mostly room temperature butter. I heated it up in the microwave a little bit because our room temperature is a little colder than the normal room temperature at our house. But you basically just want it soft enough for the paddle to whip it up. There's 1 stick. You're going to need 2 sticks for this, which is 1 cup. We're going to put it in here like this. Then we're going to add a cup of granulated white sugar. I will add the screenshot of my typed up recipe to the end of this video or somewhere in the video so that you guys can screenshot it if you want to. Okay, we've added our cup of sugar. That's a 1/2 cup measuring spoon. Now we're gonna whip it together and cream it together. So I'll show you what it looks like when it's creamed, so that way you know the consistency to look for. Lock it, and there we go. Okay guys, so this is kind of what it's gonna look like when it's all creamed up. You could go a little bit longer if you wanted to, but this is probably good. I'm going to scrape the bowl with my spatula here. Get all that goodness back down in the bottom. And then we're going to add 2 eggs, 1 at a time. So we're going to put 1 in, beat it, add the other, beat it. Okay, ready? And it's very important that you get it on the side of your bowl when you crack your egg. Okay, I'm gonna throw this away. Okay, and we beat. We scrape. Okay, now we add the second egg into the bowl, and we beat. Okay guys, we've added our egg. We're gonna scrape again. Well, we're gonna unlock it first. scrape your bowl. Make sure you get in the bottom. Okay. Scrape this one too. Okay. Now we're gonna add this in gradually. Before we do that, we're gonna add vanilla. Okay. It says vanilla. Doesn't say I'm measuring because I never measure it. About that much. Probably like a teaspoon. You can add whatever you want though. Okay, now we're gonna add a little bit of our wet ingredients. And then we're gonna mix. We're going to continue doing that until our dry ingredient is done. You need to scrape in between as you need to. I mean, however often you think you need to. Okay guys, so this is what it's looking like. We're gonna dump it out on this. Actually, I'm gonna get the flour, put a little flour down first, that way it doesn't stick. Okay. Here's all our cookie cutters that we have. I'll scrape the bowl in a minute. Okay. I did end up switching to my dough hook just in case I wasn't getting everything as incorporated as I wanted to. So now I'm just going to kind of roll this up and squish it all together one last time. Then I'm going to get a knife and cut it in half. This is just how I like to do it. You don't have to do it this way. Now we're going to take this ball, kind of flatten it out a little, and we're going to put it in a plastic bag or in parchment paper or something, and we're going to stick it in the fridge for 20 minutes to let it chill. And while it does that, I'm probably going to make another batch because I know me and Luke are going to make a lot of cookies. You can just chill while it chills, or you can get your stuff ready for your icing or whatever. I'll show you guys how to make the icing when we get to it. I'm not professional at this, but this is how I make it, and it's worked out quite well most of the time that I've made it. So I'll see you when this is chilling, or when this is chilled and we're ready to cut out the cookies. Okay guys, so our dough is chilled now. It looks like this. We're gonna roll it out to the desired thickness, whatever thickness I suppose you want. I'm not quite sure how thick. I think it maybe a 1/4 inch. Just roll it out. I like to turn mine, do whatever you want, I don't care. This is half of the dough we made together. The other half is still in the refrigerator chilling. Whoa. Oopsie. Whoopsie again. Good news is you can just stick it back together. Maybe I should put a little flour on the top. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now I'm going to take my cookie cutters. So let's do this guy. I'm going to cut them out. Oh, preheat your oven to 375. I forgot to say that earlier. Oh, now it'll boom. Throw them out. I think I should have left it a little thicker. Cookie cutter kind of sucks. Sorry, Mom. Okay, get your little cookie. Put it on your cookie tray. You can parchment line one if you want, but I didn't do that. Just cut out your cookies how you normally would. I'll see you back when I'm done with the whole tray. Okay guys, so I'm gonna put these in the oven now. I'm gonna do one sheet at a time. I don't know if that's really gonna make a difference, but I saw it on YouTube that it does, so I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna put one of these in at a time, and you're gonna bake them for 12 minutes each, and then just pull them out, and then we'll put them on a cooling rack. Let's just make our our first one, our trial run, and we'll just put both in and see how it turns out. Because those bottom ones are kind of thinner than the top ones, so I don't even know if they'll turn out very well. But okay, see you in 12 minutes. Okay guys, it's been 12 minutes. We're gonna get our cookies out. They look cute. They got a little bubble. I'm not a professional baker. If you want a professional baker, please go to a professional baking page. Ooh, okay, we gotta do them one at a time. It does seem as though our experiment got a little burnt. Okay, now we're gonna keep one hand on this so we can get our spatula. These will be for Luke. These burnt ones. They're nice and flat though. These burnt ones. I'm sure they'll be fine. We don't have a big cookie cooling rack, so we just make do. Using a really thin spatula really helps too, so you don't break your cookie. This one's a little bubbled. That's okay though. Maybe I can press it down. I don't know if that worked. Ooh, I'll just decorate the bottom side. Use the old thinker. I'm gonna rearrange those so that way I can get those off, but I'll see you whenever we're ready to ice the cookies, which will be when they're completely cooled, and I have a whole bunch more cut out ready to go. So yeah, I'll see you when we're ready to make the icing. Okay guys, so we're making our icing now. In our bowl we have a pound of powdered sugar, probably supposed to be sifted, but I didn't. You can if you want to. To this bowl we're gonna add however much flavoring you want, and whatever flavoring you want. This is vanilla. So like a splash, like maybe a teaspoon. And then we're gonna, this is the magic stuff. This is called meringue powder. We just get this at Walmart. It's pretty simple, just meringue powder. And then you're gonna add 3 tablespoons of it. So 3 tablespoons meringue powder to 1 pound of powdered sugar. It's very important that you add this. This is royal icing, so if you don't want royal icing, probably look up a different recipe. That's not amazing. And then we're gonna put this on our mixer. And then I think my recipe says a 1/4 cup, but really you're just gonna add water to it until it's the consistency you want. And we're gonna make it between 12 to 17 seconds, which sounds really crazy. You don't know what I'm talking about probably if you've never made royal icing, but I'll explain it while I'm mixing it. So Luke's gonna come in closer with the camera and I'm gonna show you what I mean. I'm gonna add a little bit of water. I'm gonna start mixing this slowly, and I'm gonna get a spatula really quick. Okay, so we're gonna need more water. We want this to be like a little, like pretty much soupy, but basically the 25 or the seconds thing means if you put you put your spatula in and you do like a ribbon on the top of the icing in the bowl, you want that ribbon to disappear within 15 seconds if you're doing 15-second icing. Can you see in the bowl? So you can see we're going to need some more water, so we're just going to keep adding water until we're happy. I'm going to give it a scrape just so that way we can speed this up a little bit. It does look kind of gross right now, but just give me a minute. And if you make it a little too soupy, you can just add more powdered sugar. If you don't make it soupy enough, you can add runny, whatever, enough, you can add more water. We're probably going to need to add just a little bit more water, but I'm going to keep letting it mix. I'm going to scrape it down again. Now, I'm going to try a method where you fill the cookie with the icing with the same texture that you border the cookie with. I've never done this technique before, but we're going to try it, and that's a 15-second one according to my research. But if you want to do a border icing, go for like a 20-second, maybe a little less. And if you want to do a flood icing, because if you do border icing, you'll have to do a different consistency flood icing unless you're doing the same consistency. And for that, you'll want more of like a 10-second. Still going to need a little water. And at this point, we just want to add a little bit at a time because it will quickly go from not runny enough to too runny. Okay, I'm going to add just a smidge of water. Mix it. And then I'm going to bring you in to show you what the ribbon looks like. I'm going to need you to get really close. Okay. So we're going to take our spatula. See how it's a ribbon right here? We're going to run that across right here, and we're going to count to see when it disappears. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So this is about what we want here. If you're going to do a flood icing, a border icing, and then a flood icing, you want your flood to be a little bit runnier than this. So more like a 10. And you want your border to be a little thicker, so like a 20. But we're going to try this and see how it goes. To get a 10, you'd add more water. To get a 20, you'd add less water. So that's how we make our icing. It's really up to you how you want the consistency. And then I'm just going to put it in a piping bag, cut a little bitty corner off, and use it on my cookies. So thank you guys so much for watching. This is how we're making sugar cookies and how we make icing. But if you guys want to do it a different way, you're more than welcome to. Again, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Merry Christmas. This is our last video before Christmas. So we'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.